اسمي عيسى توما. أنا مصور ضوئي بعيش بحلب سوريا بمنطقة مختلطة اسمها الجديدة. اليوم 19 آب 2012. بتمنى إنه حدا يسمع هالرسالة.
This interview with Issa Touma is brought to you by Hanin Elias, exclusively for Syrian analysis. But before we continue, I highly suggest you watch Issa's movie, which received European Film Award for Best Short Film. Link in the description below.
This is my home, where the 9 days start, and of course, like most of the apartment in East Aleppo, I have no doors. They steal my door, so they steal everything. So here you can see what I left from my library, and yeah, sleeping room, sitting room where I shoot the 9 day.
For the people who
In
don't
the
know,
9 day movie, I was sitting here, and the TV was there, and the Free Syrian Army checkpoint was down here. So the story was really like this building is the last building in this Aleppo. So in that side here, end of the street, start West Aleppo. So my home, it was in East Aleppo, officially.
for the people who don't know the film,
I think many millions showed, so it's, I think they know 9 days from my window in Aleppo. It's I don't
9
know.
days out of my window?
No,
Or 9
from
days
my
from my
window
window
in Aleppo.
in Aleppo. And it's
So-
also on YouTube, but you also won the European Film Prize.
Yeah, it's like last week I was in party in Lebanon and the people recognized me immediately, so I don't know what.
Very
So
good.
I think I cannot hide myself anymore. This is here my sleeping room, and I can see that the army they built checkpoint inside, but it seemed they didn't use it. I don't know if they use it or not. But there's a lot of bullet everywhere, so I think they some war passed from my apartment. You can see also the balcony.
I'm following.
What I was happy. This is the satellite of my neighbors. I don't know what he's doing in my balcony. So I think it's fly just don't come here, you know.
Yes.
And I still have some flowers fly. And from here you can see the scary view of the old town outside. If you like, you can see it here.
As you can hear, we're walking on glass.
It's okay. All my glasses, yeah.
People might wonder about
Be careful, don't.
the loud noise.
Yeah.
An apocalyptic view you have.
Yeah, it's something. No, it was building here before, and now it's completely gone. Yeah, I think it did some really work, but Aleppo getting cleaning very quickly. Like
Yes, I
when
saw
Aleppo
it.
United in December, it was really dirty here, and you can see very scary photos. You know,
Yes.
we cannot walk at all.
Yeah, I've been here last April.
Ah,
and
yeah.
There's a big difference.
Yeah, very big difference. If you should see the old shoot you have it, and now it's really big difference.
But if you fix it again, you will have the greatest view again.
Yeah, I think I will.
Oh my
fix it
God.
because I think it's my home, and I spent all my money to renovate it, and later without using it even for 1 year. After that, I lost everything. Yeah, they steal everything. Yeah, and I think I will need a lot of money now to do it again because it's big, and also I don't know how much I can work on.
Yes,
but,
little by little.
Yeah, little by little. Yeah, I
Maybe
can
you
do it.
should secure first all the windows so that it doesn't get wet.
Yeah, but I
in
want
the
to
rainy
keep some
time.
memories of the war.
Yes.
I don't know if this checkpoint is really good. But
I think you should keep the checkpoint as a bedroom. It has artistic quality, really.
I don't know what I'm going to keep, but some touch I will keep it
Yeah.
because this is even if it look well later, but I think I will keep some touch, maybe some bullet in the wall or something like that, because this is really like.
Yeah, it's like
It's the
an
memory
important
we should-
memory, something you shouldn't
No,
forget
I
ever.
think the war in Aleppo is bad memory, but we should keep some mark because this mark can remind us to not repeat it, to be careful in the future.
Yes.
So I think I will keep some things from the war. Yeah. Let's see what is going to happen.
Is back in his house, which is totally destroyed, and he will little by little rebuild it. And I just talked to him, and we were talking about what he felt in the beginning when these armed men all of a sudden showed up in front of his window, and if he thought that there was a revolution going on and that things are gonna change for Syria. So what did you answer?
For me, it was the first touch between me and the other side, and for me, it was when I wake up in the morning, I saw them under the window. So I didn't know. Before that, before 19th of August, we had a lot of meeting at the gallery with the people with the revolution, with the people out of the revolution, and those people all, they was talking about the things they saw and things they think it's right. So for me, it was I was listening to his stories of both sides, but of course, but I was not inside the story. 19 August 2012, I was for the first time in the story. So for the first time in my life, I was not the photographer who's searching about the subject. I was the subject. So that is the difference. And when you are subject, things completely change. You know, I cannot look to the story in the same way. I'm kind of the victim or kind of the person who cannot live normal way anymore. I cannot go to the bakery. I cannot go to buy my food. I cannot do these kind of things because of the checkpoint which is built under my building. So I didn't know if I need to show myself or I need to hide myself. All this question every second in my mind, you know. So me and my neighbor you saw, we was in the building and many other neighbors, and every night they start to bomb as hell and things. For me, I think one thing is really sharp after I come out from the story, because if anybody coming and having noble ideas, freedom, whatever it is, have no right to shoot between the civilian and have no right to occupy the building or occupy the street and say, okay, we come to make war for liberate you. So he should ask first the people. He should look what the safety of the people it is, because this is what I was talking most of in my interviews, because sometimes when the journalists, they don't understand in West, I tell, okay, if let's send 4 people to shoot under your window for noble subject, for
Do you
noble
think the subject?
things, you know,
Do
so
you think the things were noble that they were fighting for?
for me, I'm not discussing now the noble ideas or not. I'm discussing here the shooting between the civilian, you know. So we was peaceful street, 19 August here. We had the war never reached him before, so suddenly we become in the middle of the war. And for me, people, whatever it is, if you're using the weapon, there's no excuse for that. You know, you cannot like communicate with the people by weapon, you know, and
And
with
also-
the neighborhood by weapon.
Yes,
And this is the point for me,
Yeah.
and this is important point. That's why I think we should talk about a lot, because a lot of people when they are talking about with the government or with the opposition or with the Free Syrian Army, they are missing the point of the violence. And this is very important point to start to rebuild ourselves and our relation with each other.
And also the funding. Where were these arms from? Where did they get the money from?
Yes, sure.
Whose
they
interest
show
was
they have-
behind?
Yeah,
And,
they show they have a lot of funding, because I remember from behind this checkpoint there is like it was my sleeping room. So every morning 6 o'clock it's come one big Range Rover car with a lot of bullet and weapon to use it for one night. Imagine one big truck. They finish all the bullet and the war in one night.
Yes.
They shoot all night until 6-7 o'clock in the morning. At 6-7 o'clock, everybody go to sleep. So it was amazing to see that black Range Rover car, or Chevrolet, I think was maybe. Yeah. So it come from this street, tiny street, every day, every morning at 6 o'clock.
And did you hear the guys talk about things?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. I know everything, but I know also that the day 9, when they lost the war, their leaders, they tried them because they was calling for help and no one started to answer them. In that day, I didn't understand what is going on. Later, I understand more, because when I find out that the Gulf money, they don't want those people to come in power. They want the fanatic to come. So when day 8 and day 9, so day after when the jihadists or Islamic groups show up, I didn't understand anything in 2012. But after 4 years, I understand, because they don't want really people from the locals to continue this revolution. They was really interested more to have Islamic people, which is come from outside. So the leaders here in this street was from Chechnya. I don't understand what is doing in my street. I don't understand anything. So this is the things you can understand it by time, not immediately. Of course, there is a lot of funding and a lot of things. So you don't know how much, every truck come here, it cost hundreds of thousands Syrian pounds in that time, you know? So every night like that.
But were these people who wanted a revolution in the beginning, they wanted reforms, or what was their goal? Or was it also some Islamic dream that they had, close to the ones from the Saudi
I
kingdom?
can tell you something. Everybody have dream to do, you know. So even Islamic people, they want to lead, they want to do things like that. So everybody have dream to do, but the problem, the way to make your dream exist.
Should be a political one.
Yeah, that is the question. You know?
Dialogue.
So
Convincing people.
Yeah, so that is the problem. You know, how you can make your dream in this way. Of course, it's not dream. You know, it's just like kill, shoot. You see what happened to my apartment,
Yes.
and will happen the same for many thousands of the Aleppian people. You know, hundreds of thousands Aleppian people.
So in the beginning, when you came to Europe and people asked you about the subject, were you very careful about not, taking sides?
For me, it was really sharp. I think I make a lot of people to ask questions. So that is the problem. That is not problem. That is the case for me. It was okay. Do not take. Let's forget about everything and start to judge after asking really deep and careful question. So I think during my travel last 3 years, I make hundreds of the people. I don't know, maybe more to ask question, because by asking question we can find the truth. You know. I'm really surprised that when any cases happen, like today we are waiting Trump to bomb Syria. So I don't understand in 24 hours when British, French, or any government which is show that, or German or whatever, you know, I don't care names. So when they want to talk about the judgment without investigation, I cannot understand that.